FamilyPlanet365. The topic today, make way for the working mom. I'm extremely excited to talk to my first guest, Nancy Karras. Nancy is the nation's top career coach and mentor. She is an executive master coach at the 5 O'Clock Club and is a member of their management team. Nancy started her coaching practice called Habitat for HR in 1994. I was in high school. As a successful senior human resources leader and counselor for startups, Fortune 500 companies, entrepreneurs, and professionals, she has been featured in many publications, including Money and Inc. magazines. Nancy's goal is to free people from their self-limiting beliefs to remind them that they are full of potential and promise. Yep, that's you. Please welcome Transition Coach, author, and speaker, Nancy Karras. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Melina.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. And first, let me say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
For finally having your dream come true.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm so excited to be your first guest. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, Nancy, let's get started. So tell me a little bit, when did you discover that you wanted to become a career coach?
So my corporate background is as a human resources leader, and I spent many years running the HR function for a variety of companies. And what I found is that what I really loved was helping people to succeed and be happy at the same time. Unfortunately, that isn't always the goal of management. And so for me personally, I realized it was time for me to step out of the corporate role and to be able to help people unencumbered without being stopped. And so I created my own practice and became a career and transition coach. And so I got some extra certifications, have a master's in HR, and hung my shingle out there and started helping people to really find both happiness and success in their lives at the same time.
Okay, and so 1994, you decided to basically go out on your own. And you talk about getting your degrees. So we're talking about moms going back to work. Perhaps they've been home with the kids for 2, 3, 4 years. And now they're thinking, you know what, I might need to go back to school because maybe now I was in sociology and now I want to do something with physical therapy. We know you have to have the certain qualifications, but what advice would you give to moms or dads who are thinking about going back into the workplace, but they are a little overwhelmed with the process? What would that look like?
The first thing I would say to people is that you definitely want to follow your dreams. You need to follow your heart and not what the committee is telling you to do. So we all have that committee of people around us telling us, get a job here, you better do this, you better do that. And so we follow paths that aren't the right path for ourselves. So the first thing I say is really listen to your own heart and what it is you want to do. The second thing I would say is to focus on where you would be happy at work. Where would you wake up every day and feel really content? Where would you wake up and feel like you enjoy going to work and you love what you do? And I would recommend that people look there first and see what kind of careers exist in those worlds. So for example, I have clients who decide to go back to work and their background has been warehousing for large publishing companies. And they say to me, Nancy, I love doing that. I love managing all these different distribution centers and things like that. But, you know, work is okay. I would recommend that if they love wine, to do distribution for a winery. Or if you love children, then to work with a company that has a product or service around children. And then you marry what you love with your work, and work doesn't become work anymore. It becomes a joy.
Marry what you love with your work. Wow, okay.
I think it's a really good idea. People do the traditional thing, and they feel that they have to follow the path that they're already on. Whether it's the right path or feels good or not, they feel, well, this is what I chose, I better stay here. And I think especially when you step out of the workforce and have some time as a mom or a dad who's taking care of a family instead, or aging parents even, you really, when you step back in, have to go back in and do what you love. it changes the whole game. And it becomes not a drag to look for work, but it becomes an exciting process and something that you can really look forward to instead of dreading.
Yeah, and I would take an exciting process any day over dreading the process. Well, you mentioned doing what we love and to really think about how you would marry what you do. Is that what you said?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what about the mom or dad who says, well, I'm not qualified. I've been out. They're going to ask, where have you been for 5 years?
Right.
What do you say to that parent who feels like they're starting over? Because for a lot of moms and dads, it's like, you've been away for so long, and do I even qualify? Can I even go back to what it was that I was doing? Or if I want to do something else, I don't qualify.
That's a very good question, really good question. And here's the truth. People feel that because they step out of the workforce, they're no longer of value. So people don't value themselves, or they think if they've done some work in the past, it doesn't count anymore because it was years ago. Well, we don't learn to ride a bicycle and then not get to ride for a couple of years and then tell people, oh, I don't know how to ride a bike, or you can't count on my skills. Of course we know how to ride a bike. So if you have accounting skills in the past, you still have those skills. It doesn't matter that you've been out of the workforce. That's the first thing. The second thing that I think is really important is that working parents who are home, taking care of their family, raising a family, taking care of aging parents, the skills required to manage the family, the home, the supplies for the home, the schedules for all the family members, the medical care, all of it, all the assets, all the property, all of those things require such important professional skills. And moms and dads who stay home feel that they're not worthy because they're home. And in actuality, they have such tremendous skills to bring back to the table when they come back to work. It's all how we position it in our heads and how we choose to see ourselves and what we've done in our lives.
Because it all matters.
It all matters.
Nothing is wasted. Whether I just had this funny scenario, like if you know how to change a diaper in 5 seconds, or you're really good at changing a poopy pamper, like that's got to count for something, right?
Totally.
Okay.
If you can do it that fast, think of all the things you can probably do just as quickly. Right.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get that. It doesn't matter. You're at home, you're raising a family, you're running the household. Those skills count.
Those skills count. And we are entering the age of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Right? And what that means is that people are not going to work for corporations for years and years and years. People will be their own CEO of their own career. And what that means is you can be a working mom or dad at home. You can find people who need the support of your business and what you do, what you service, so that you can get work, stay home, and work around your own schedule and be very successful and happy.
I like that. And I actually heard one of my coaches, Grant Cardone, mention that even if you do go back to a corporate setting, maybe you're a banker or you work for a real estate company, you are your own business no matter what job you have. You have to look at it that way because, like you said, Nancy, people are not staying at corporate jobs for 20, 25 years anymore. We're more entrepreneurial, and you have to look at yourself as the business.
Correct.
You are the brand. And I think when we do come from that space, it's like, okay, well, what makes me happy? And the reason why I keep stressing that is because, a lot of times we go back to work, not necessarily because it's something like, hey, we want to do that. But a lot of families require a 2-income household. And I think for the moms that I've talked to, it's really kind of like dreading it. But like you said, if you really think about what it is that you love to do and think about your passion and get your mind right, like clear the fog, and look at it from that perspective, it's really kind of exciting.
Very exciting.
Because you get to like redo your life. Like one mom we're going to have on later, she's going to talk about how she felt reborn, like rebirth. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the beauty of this life is that we can start over, right? You can do a do-over.
Yeah, we get to choose. Right. Every morning, every day, we get to choose like, okay, what is this going to look like for me?
And I think another thing that's really critical is people don't realize money is not the only currency.
Oh, right? That's another one. That's a deep, okay.
Right? You work at home And you get love, you get community, you get family, you get your own personal satisfaction of seeing your children grow and become amazing people. But in our society, in the United States, we think of it differently. So it's like, oh gosh, I didn't make money for the last 5 years. I raised a family. I'm a nobody. But it's quite the opposite. I think those are the people that should hold their head high and go out there and show the world what talents they have and how they can do it all.
Wow.
Like you and I are doing,
yes,
right?
absolutely. Stamp of
Exactly.
approval. I love it.
Ditto.
Thank you. So what's the best way to gear up for job hunting and interviewing? So we got our head right. We thought about what we love to do. Okay, we're looking. Actually, when you mentioned wine, I was like, I could totally do that. I love wine.
There you go.
Yeah. So now, okay, we're ready. I'm ready.
Okay.
Now it's time to like pick up the phone, do some emailing. Like, what do I do?
So the first thing I recommend that my clients do is to come up with a target list.
Okay.
And they have to create a list of industries, companies, geographical locations, demographics, all the things that they are looking for. So if it's a mom who says, I don't want to go further away than 15 minutes from my child's school, well, then take a map and make a circle around it and look for things in that target area. So first I ask my clients to come up with a target list. We want to go after specific companies and industries that people are interested in, that excites you. That way you're already interested. Then I ask people to do some homework, research the industry, research the opportunities, research the players, the people who are the members of the management team, and what kinds of things that company is doing out there in the world. Are they volunteering? Are they donating? Are they participating in changing the world? And figure out all those things before you start connecting with people to network. Once you've got all your information, you become what the 5 o'clock club calls a career insider, right?
Okay.
So as an insider, you know more about the industry. You understand what that company's doing. You want to know these days, what is a company's goal and what are they looking to achieve? What are their obstacles? When you interview, you want to be able to go in and answer those questions for them. So I understand your obstacles are this. I have the experience to come in and help you surmount that obstacle. Or I understand the goal of the company is this. I'm really excited to work for you because I have that same passion to see Africa have wells that are drilled for every village, something like that. So people then see you as more of a viable candidate because you're real. You connect with them as a person, as somebody who has a real interest and something to bring to the table. In the old days, we used to regurgitate our work history. So people would ask us, and we'd say, from 2000 to 2010, I worked for Mary Kay. From 2010, and people sit there and think, oh my gosh, I don't know how this fits in with what I need to hire today, right? But if you come in and say, I understand you're looking for a VP of distribution management, and I bring to the table X, Y, Z, and know that you're challenged with this problem.
So you're already bringing like this, you understand.
You're acting like a consultant.
And yes.
Right.
I get it. I get
Right.
that. Wow.
That's the key to job hunting.
That's coming from a place of empowerment too.
That's it. I want people to take back their power and raise the bar. We give our power away.
Yeah, because it's like, please hire me. I know I've been out of work for a while, and I would be, I would do a great job. So you're saying no.
No.
Just come equipped. Do your research.
We give
First,
our
create the
power
plan.
away. We need to take back our power and decide what we want, where we think we can find it, and then who we think can help us get it.
All right.
And then connect with those people and really network, ask them for some information about the industry. The more information you have, learning from people who already do it, the more you become an insider.
And that's what you said, the 5 o'clock club is like, it's called an industry insider? Is that
We
what
call
it is?
we call it an insider, an industry insider, right?
Industry
Meaning
insider.
that you've learned enough about the industry or the company that you're interested in, that when you approach people to network or interview, they don't see you as someone who's just talking about, hey, I need a job.
Yeah.
And I have a background in XYZ, so what do you think? Instead, you're coming to them with a solution. You're coming to them like a consultant with an answer, and you're showing them how you have the passion to be a part of their team. It's a whole different way of empowering your career, becoming the CEO of your own destiny, whether, like you said, you're internal or you're a consultant on the outside. Either way, you can still manage your own career. We've been traditionally taught to give it away and let somebody else decide for us. No more.
No more.
No more.
Take back your life.
Right.
Your power.
Right.
Well, I hear you saying, go in, get the information, go in with courage. What do we say when they ask, okay, so I see that in 1998 you were at X, Y, and Z company as the marketing specialist. Where have you been in between time? Like, why now? What's a good statement for that without sounding like you're making an excuse or coming from a place of weakness in a sense? Because that's what I would think. Like, what have you been doing?
Sure, I've been doing nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Well, as I said before, I think people who are home really have tremendous jobs and they have tremendous roles. And so what they have to do is they have to position all that work and talk about it as if it, like I said, it's a different currency. Maybe you didn't earn cash, but you sure earned something. So it was work. So I go in and say, for the last 5 years, I've been managing properties, property manager, my own property, but I'm a property manager. I'm the financial manager of a group. I manage our finances, right? Think about it, though. You schedule your kids. You're a dispatcher. But it's true. All those skills, is it not true? All those skills and all of those talents that you have are applicable to the workforce now if we position ourselves. So that's what I'm saying about take back your power. If you give away your power, you say, oh, I was just home managing the house. Big deal. But if you say, hey, I spent the last 10 years managing 3 properties, managing aging parents, doing wills and estates, whatever you do, taking care of a special needs child. Whatever it is. I think that all of those lend to what you bring to the table now.
And even if you have been involved in the PTA, you can also outline some of the projects that you've worked on. If you did a fundraiser, oh my goodness, my wheels are spinning now, because it all matters. It all matters. And that's really what we're here to talk about today, is just not to discount what you've been up to for the past 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years. Well, Nancy, this is a good time for us to share with the listeners, where can we find you? If we want more information, we might need some counsel. Where can you be reached?
Okay, well, anybody who needs some help, I'd be happy to help. I love seeing people succeed and be happy. So I can be reached. My phone number is 661-309-7055, or you can reach me at Nancy@Transition.Coach, not .com, .coach.
So Nancy@Transition.Coach. You got that,
Thanks
Nancy?
for having me.
Nancy@Transition.Coach. All right. Well, you've been really helpful, Nancy.
Thank you.